Hi, my name is Sandy Johnston, Director of Communications for the town of Medway. I'm here today with Carla Cataldo, Chairwoman of the Cultural Council. Hi Carla, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks
Good.
for having me.
You're welcome. Glad you can come here. Carla, could you tell us a little bit more about the Cultural Council and its mission?
Sure. Medway is one of every town and city in the state has its own local cultural council. And our mission specifically is to promote access, education, diversity, and excellence in arts, humanities, and interpretive sciences, to promote the quality of life in Medway and to contribute to the economic vitality of our community.
Great. Can you tell me a little bit more about how the mission and how you achieve your goals?
Absolutely. As one of these local cultural councils, we get a state appropriation every year. And it's been roughly in the $5,000 range for the past decade or so. And what we do is we take the state money, which gets allocated every year in whenever the state budget's passed, typically June or July. We get our award allotment, and then we re-grant it to local artists and people who want to do humanities and interpretive science programs within the community. So our pot of money is specifically to benefit Medway residents and Medway artists.
Okay. Can you give us an example? You had mentioned that the different categories are based on arts, humanities, and interpretive sciences. Could you give us examples of a program that you've run for each of those categories in Medway?
Sure. So we do try and balance it every year, and we do fund visual and performing arts. So an example of that would be locally we had the Southeastern Massachusetts Band. They did a concert at the Senior Center, I believe it was in June this year. For the interpretive sciences, we don't tend to get too many applications in that category, but we do get a few. And one of the nice programs we funded this year that was held at the library was called Attracting Birds, Butterflies, and Other Beneficials to Your Garden. And I didn't get to go to that, I really wanted to, but that was recent. And last year, we funded a humanities program through the Medway Historical Society. They had an actor come in, and the program was called Meet John Adams. So we had this actor who was playing the piano in the village church as we walked in, and he did this one-man show basically about John Adams, what the times were like. He gave all the kids that came to the program a little coin with his head on it. It was great.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Great. Now, do you see an increase in grants at all? How is it looking for this year?
You know, for the last, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 years, it's been pretty steady at $4,700 a year,
Okay.
which, as you can imagine, doesn't allow for a whole lot of grants. So the average grant ranges from 100, a couple hundred, to maybe 500, or if you're lucky, if it's an expensive program, it serves a lot of people, we might bump it up to 1,000. And this year, we were actually notified for the first time in a long time there was an increase in the state budget allocation. So this year, we're actually expecting $5,200.
Okay.
So instead of the usual dozen or so grants, we might be able to make a few more.
Okay.
Or else we make the same number, maybe giving a larger amount. It just depends on the applications that come in.
Okay. Now, outside of grants, do you guys do any kind of fundraising?
We do, but before we move on to that, I wonder if we could talk a little bit about our grant round, because that's coming up.
Oh, sure.
It's now September, and the grant applications are due in October. It's October 15th every year. We have an online application, so it has to be submitted via computer.
Okay.
And people log on to, they can go through our website, but it directs them really to the state website. And they submit, it's not a hard application, but I'm going to say maybe a few different screens to get through it. They ask for basic things like your contact information, what's the program you're proposing to do, how many people will it serve, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And what we do is we get all the applications that come in that are submitted in time and that are complete through the state website. They send us the electronic book, if you will, of all the applicants, and then we go through them. And we look for, we have specific criteria and guidelines on our website. And what we do is try and serve a couple in each category and serve all the different age groups in town. So it's not all going to the senior citizens. It's not all going to toddlers and preschoolers. We try and get a nice mix. And if we can get ethnic diversity, we like to encourage that as well, or underserved populations as well.
Okay, and then if you don't mind, just continue on with my fundraising.
Absolutely,
Do
absolutely.
you guys have anything new and exciting happening this year for fundraising efforts?
We do. We didn't anticipate an increase. We were figuring we'd get the same allotment as we usually do.
Oh.
So we figured let's try and supplement that. If we want to get the word out and encourage more applicants and more local Medway applicants to come through our door, then we want to have more money to play with. And usually we see a lot of nonprofits who are not based in Medway but serve Medway apply because they have the capacity and the staff to know these grants are there and to apply for them. So what we wanted to do was do a push to our own local residents to see if they wanted to do some programming here in town for our own local folks. So what we did is recognizing a lot of the town is under construction right now, from 109 to our parks, and some of our traditional festivals that usually go on are not being done.
Right.
We decided to do our own fun spirit building, Project M. And what we did is we ordered a whole bunch of these very lightweight M's. And what we're asking the community to do is to make a donation to purchase an M, and then they can decorate it in any creative manner. These two happen to be blue, but that's not necessary. And it's actually this size. We're only doing one size. But you can bedazzle them. This is wrapping paper, so you don't have to be any artistic genius like myself. Some people use duct tape, some paint, whatever your thing is, you can do. And what we're going to do is collect these once they're decorated and hang them around town.
So is the goal to have like a sports team decorated to represent them, so you'll have like diversity throughout the project?
Yes, we're actually,
goes?
anything goes, from Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts to individual artists to businesses, anybody, CCD groups. Whoever wants to decorate is welcome to.
Great, that sounds like a fun little project.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is ask for a donation of $20 for nonprofits, like the Boy Scouts, for example,
Yeah.
and $50 for a business. So if you want to decorate it in the manner of your business, that's fine. And everybody who enters into this fun little M spirit building contest, what we're going to do is enter your name virtually into a raffle. And we'll draw a raffle prize in mid-November. For everybody who competes, and it won't be based on merit, so no judging this M is better than this M. And what we'll do is award a prize for a Sunday bar for 10 at TC
Oh,
Scoops.
great. Exciting.
So be well worth entering,
Yes,
a lot of fun. And one of the other fun things is we contacted the owner of Medway Plaza on 109. And he has some empty storefronts, and he said he'd be willing to let us hang our M's in one of the empty storefront
a neat
windows.
idea.
So people walking by or going to the dry cleaner or
Right,
whatnot
or
will be
even
able to
driving
see,
by.
that's my M, And it'll make the
Great.
plaza look a little nicer too. So thanks to Jim Griffin for offering,
Oh.
letting us do that.
And what about any other upcoming projects or fun things you guys have planned?
Oh gosh. So what we're trying to do is work with a lot of our local organizations to bring an arts element or a cultural element into every facet of things going on in Medway. So I've been talking a lot with the Planning Board and Economic Development Board on that. I have been networking with a lot of different groups who are doing things to get the word out that there are grants going on. The library is pretty much a great cultural hub for us,
Yes.
and they have display space in their conference rooms and within the library, so local artists could be doing a lot more to take advantage of that free space to hang their works. And you do see artists in there on occasion with pieces to sell as well. It doesn't just have to be a hobby.
Yeah.
So we're trying to reach out to complement what's already going on. Like, for example, we have farmers markets going on now during the summer with the community farm.
Mm-hmm.
And they applied for a grant last year to bring cultural elements to the farmers market, which is nice.
Yeah, I've seen they have a lot more going on there this year.
That's right. So we're trying to piggyback on what's already going on.
Yeah, I see. Great.
and try and maximize our efforts that way. We could really use more members on the council. The more members we have, the more things we can do.
Right. How many board members do you currently have on the board?
We have a minimum of 5,
Okay.
which we do. We have to have 5 to function and award these grants, but I could go up to 22.
Oh,
So
okay, so there's a lot of opportunity for others to get involved.
that's right. That's right. And I'm very proud we have a very diverse council right now, a very diverse board, but I'd love to see some more young people
Okay.
in particular. I'm looking for a man on the council. We have no men at the moment, so I'd love
Okay.
to have that viewpoint
Good to know.
represented as well. And there are lots of fun events coming up that people should take advantage of because they're being funded through our tax dollars, so might as well enjoy them. And most of them are free or minimal cost to attend.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Carla. That was very informative. If anyone's interested in getting more involved, joining the board, please go to the town's website, www.townofmedway.org, under the committees section, under Cultural Council. And you can visit the Cultural Council's Facebook page on the Facebook account, Cultural Council page.
Right, and it's MEDCC as a hyphen after Medway Cultural Council.
Okay, great. Thank you for that clarification. And thank you very much.